Botches Off-Road. Join us as we talk about everything from gear reviews to trail stories, tent camping to rock landing, and all things to do with the outdoors. This is gonna... listen to that crack. This is going to be a wrap/hour-long episode all in one. Another busy week here at the Botches. I did nothing last weekend except sit on my ass and play games till like 4 in the morning. And I know Mark really didn't do a whole lot last weekend, but Gavin.
Nope.
Gavin's got you guys covered. He had a hell of a trip.
Yes.
So.
Oh, yeah. So we left Thursday. I can't even remember. I think it was the morning. Yeah. And pretty quick into it. I had my eye on my CV. I was having some diff fluid leaking out and just kind of worried about that, whether I'd make it through. And so we stopped a bunch of times on the way up to our first spot, which was just past the bridge. I'd say, I don't know, probably an hour or so off the bridge. And went down the wrong path. Google Maps, of course, is not something that you're supposed to follow when you're going to trails. But anyway, we stopped over there, and it was really, really nice. It was near Big Knob State Forest Campground. Not there, but in the area. And we parked up there, stayed that first night, and it was absolutely gorgeous. Just sandy beaches. The kid got to play. Everybody else kind of got into camp. Oh, God, probably like 8 or 9. So they had a long trip. And talked a bit, packed up, and started heading west. We did it was a couple 100 miles, couple hours. Went through Escanaba, all the way up to...
Wait.
Yeah.
Did you go through Escanaba in the moonlight?
No. I knew what you're doing there, but no. And then we hit a campsite. What?
Wait. Did your Chevy take a chit?
My Chevy take a chit.
Did your Chevy take a chit?
No, it didn't.
Oh.
So, yeah, I guess good.
Wait. Did anybody's Chevy take a chit?
I don't think there was a Chevy.
No. There's a Subi. But, so actually, thanks for reminding me. While I was there Thursday, I threw some diff fluid in and only got about half a quart of diff fluid in before it started overflowing. So, whatever, I wasn't leaking too bad. So,
yeah, that
was really nice. I kept an eye on it, but yeah, we went west, and in Austin, one of the guys that's with me knows a little bit more, was showing me where my front diff breathers were, and we noticed the caps that are on there were like pretty, I don't know, how would you say it, pretty stout. They weren't moving very much. They're usually supposed to be pretty plugged up, thank you. And so we wiggled that a little bit and loosened them up, and then we went on our big long ride to I'm trying to give areas, but not like exact areas. Calumet area. Yeah. Crystal Falls area. Sorry, not Calumet. And we stopped at this like absolutely gorgeous, it was like a lake, and the whole lake was like dark blue, like crystal clear bottoms, and pretty much the whole side of the lake was rock face. So it was really cool, really unique looking. And the unfortunate part was where we did camp was super, super unlevel. So it took a while for us to for everybody to find a spot. Some of them kind of had to park not down the road, but there's just so many of us that everybody couldn't find a perfect spot. So yeah. So, but absolutely gorgeous camp spot. Really quiet. chilled there, and then in the morning it was threatening to rain, and thankfully I got packed up in time, but it did rain pretty heavy for a little bit on our trail up north. And on the way out, the trails that we took were pretty fun, honestly. They had like bigger rocks, kind of like what Everett had, some of the bigger rocks in the trail, but it was all like that red mud. And that was just slippery, dude. I don't know. It's like different from Michigan, like lower Michigan mud. I don't know if there's just like more clay in it or what. But it was just slippery. Like every corner you were going around, we were hitting it, doing little fish tails, getting around the trails. It was pretty fun. Got some red mud everywhere. I didn't think I'd have red mud up in the UP. This is my first time in the western part of the UP, so I've never seen like red puddles, red mud, red dirt. Really?
Oh yeah, there's quite a bit of them.
Yeah, I've never seen that, so that was pretty cool. Like, I was like, dude, it's like feel like we're down in like Arkansas or something, like, you know, somewhere down there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we went through there, stopped and got some gas in Crystal Falls, went up through Iron River, and went all the way up to kind of the Adventure Mountain Rockland area, and that was where we did our next night.
Can I interrupt and give a squirrel thought real quick?
What?
Okay, so I'm on a Humvee repair / maintenance Facebook group, and
Okay.
a complete squirrel thought. It just popped up. I got a notification. That's why I brought it up. So I used to work for a company called Nartron out of Reed City, and we made parts for Humvees, you know, turn signal switches, stuff like that. Someone just posted a smart start system, and the quality check sticker on it has my name on it.
Nice.
Yeah. So
So
that's all.
it's gonna fail. Oh.
Yeah, probably.
Another squirrel thought, but it's still related to the actual thing we're talking about. Your eyes has been 2 years since you and me went to the UP, Alex?
Good Lord, it has.
Yep.
Too long.
Well,
June
no, we've been
21st.
to the UP since then, but that's when we did that first big trip.
Yep. Our first big one.
Our first Botches Yearly.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so we stopped at the Rockland, and so we split camp that night. The one camp was right next to like this, like Red Clay River in the area, and the other one was at an old, like mining quarry. And so we went to the mining quarry, stopped there, found some moss, set up on that because, as you can imagine, in a mining quarry, there's not a lot of tent spots, like ground tent spots that aren't just filled with like giant rocks, like not giant, but 3 or 4 inch, and makes it very uncomfortable. We chit chatted a little bit because we got there probably about 5 or so, and we were talking about going to Lake of the Clouds, and I was feeling pretty dirty, grungy, so I proposed that we went to Lake Michigan too, Lake Superior, and we were like, well, we could just go tonight, screw it. So we went that night, and yeah, that was fucking beautiful. We got there like, I would say 10 minutes before the sun had set. Sat out there. I'd never been to Lake of the Clouds. It's been on our list for a couple of years, so that was super, super cool. The elevation changes were like gnarly. I didn't really understand, like driving up that last bit to get up to the top of that mountain area. I was like, God damn, like, and then we got up there. I checked my brakes and stuff because I've been worried about my back brakes. Those are pretty much at the wear bars. They are at the wear bars. So we aired back up, came down, and stopped at Lake Superior. We all jumped in Lake Superior. Sienna, my wife, she hates cold weather and cold water. And not only was it cold enough to see her breath, it was so cold that the lake was like fogging off of it. It was still that cold. And we went up there, and I was kind of chickening out, to be honest. I was the one that proposed that we took a dip. And I was like, I know, it's kind of cold. And then Sienna just fucking trudges through the water. And I'm like, are you kidding me? like Sienna, she's not a cold. She won't even get into, like, river water. And Lake Superior was frigid. And she got in up to her waist and just dove in. And we, like, Ed, Steven we looked at each other. Austin looked at me, and we were like, fuck, we got to go now. Because if Sienna jumps in, like, I'm not going to be caught a pussy. So we got in there, and oh my God, you could see our breath while we were in the water. And we jumped in. It was super refreshing. Like, it woke everybody up. We all felt really, really good. We got in, we went underwater, and we got out. And we walked back to our trucks and drove home. Rockland home. And we chilled out by the fire the rest of the night and bullshitted along with, oh man, I gotta remember his name. He's worthy of mention here.
Yeah, I love to be in UP right now. I guess it's 50 degrees up there while it's 100 down here.
Yeah. I think his name's David Schmitz. Pretty sure. He does a lot of, like, motorbike, like, travel.
Okay.
But he brought to the second campsite, which you have to go down some pretty, like, Everett type rocky trails. He brought a fucking, like, completely mint, polished up, show ready GTO, like 60s GTO out there. And it was fucking it was beautiful, dude. And we're like, what are you doing? And he came out, hung out for a little bit because he lives up there, and then left later that night. But so we were chatting with him, you know, talking to him about his stories, like where he almost died up there and at one of a motorcycle crash, and you know, it was pretty cool. I'd never met him, so he had some cool stories to tell. We should probably get him on here, actually. He'd have a lot of really cool stories. So then we got up in the morning, and this would be Sunday, and half of the group pretty much went home. They did, like, the mining tour in that area. I think it was, I can't remember, Adventure Mine. They did that tour. We split off. Joe's fast group was gonna go after the mine tour and head up to Keweenaw. We split off from Joe, honestly, because we wanted to just, like, take our time with the kids, and if we found a spot we liked, we wanted to be able to stay there for time and not be under, like, any kind of structure for it. So we said our goodbyes, said, hey, if we see you, we see ya, because we were planning on going up there too. And we stopped at some little falls here and there. We swam in Lake Michigan for a little bit and made it up to Copper Harbor, then to Keweenaw. Had to stop, refill on water, and make sure our maps were downloaded because no service up there on the way up to Copper Harbor. So,
there's nothing up there.
No, it was crazy. So, we refilled right at that fort right before you go into the Keweenaw. There's like a fort, state park. It's got like an old Michigami fort kind of thing, and then we went up to High Rock, and holy shit, was that a fun trail! Did you guys take the right trail and not the trail that my brother took us
No,
down?
the trail that we went on was the right trail. That was so fun.
I think we took. Let's see here. So I'm looking right at it anyway. Fort Wilkins, by the way, is the name of that. We took High Rock Bay Trail. And we followed that all the way up to... What trail is this? Well, I think it's a Rocket Range Trail. And then we went straight up, and instead of going to the Rocket Range, we went up to just the High Rock Bay area. We were gonna do some more, but we got there pretty early, and we wanted to get set up because there were a lot of people already there. But dude, it wasn't gnarly in the sense that, like, it was hard. No. But it was gnarly in the sense of, like, the ride was fucking horrible. Like, these are like 3-4 inch rocks. The whole trail is 3 or 4 inch rocks, and then we had multiple puddles that were 3/4 way up up our tire, if not over our rim, which were fucking sweet. I loved going through those. We had that little water crossing, and there's partway through that trail I'm looking, and there's like a hybrid Highlander parked to the side of the road. I'm like, how the fuck? Like, I was like, dude, are we on the right trail? Because I don't understand how that thing would have cleared some of these rocks. They must have taken some good lines on that. And then we got up there, found our spot. The kid played around, had a bunch of fun. Picking rocks all day. We were gonna sit right up at that top high rock spot, but it was getting kind of like the black flies were fucking horrible up there. And so we went down, like there's a little trail to go down along the beach, and we stopped down there, and the mosquitoes were bad, but they were better than the black flies. So that's where we ended up setting up. Got everything set up, and probably about 3 hours. Oh shit, I forgot. We stopped at Gay Sands at Gay. Went to the Gay beach.
Did you go to the gay bar?
We passed it, took a picture of it. And Gay Sands was pretty cool. Like it's way bigger than you would think. Like way bigger. Like when I drove out there, it was like the same kind of opening when you like come into like Silver Lake. It's just all black sand. Super gritty. Sucks when it gets in your sandals. And we were thinking about stopping there, but there's like arsenic in that. And the government says they clean it up, and I don't really trust the government. So we were like, yeah, no. So anyway, yeah, so we got to Rocket Range. Joe's group comes in probably 3 or 4 hours later. I guess they spent like 2.5 hours bebopping at Gay Sands. Which, yeah, I mean, you could if you wanted to like do the speed thing and actually bebop. So they did that, and yeah, they said they had a Subaru hydrolocked in one of the puddles on the way up to High Rock, I guess. So they tried helping that guy out, and they came up here. So it was pretty fun, dude. And we went over a trestle bridge. That was fucking sweet.
That's a sweet area.
It scared the shit out of me, though. Like I'm not super like I'm scared of heights, but only on like ladders and stuff. But when you're driving on that wooden trestle bridge and you can hear it kind of creak and stuff, and then you just look down and it had to have been a couple hundred feet down. It was nuts. But it was a fun trip, dude. We were done from Thursday to Tuesday. We made the massive trip back Tuesday. Sienna actually drove for part of it because I was done. Like I was tired.
You just needed more coffee. Wow, I think that's the quietest I've ever been on the podcast.
Yeah.
I was just enthralled in your conversation and looking at photos of your trip.
Yeah, I posted a lot, but
yeah, so you just needed more coffee, and you just needed some Monster and some rock stars, and you'd been fine.
Oh, my monsters! I was to the point where I was like 3 or 4 monsters in, and I was just crashing no matter what. Like,
okay, what color were they?
My blue ones.
Well, there's your
Ones I
problem.
drink. Yeah, it's the only ones I drink.
You have to have either a white one or a green one.
Yeah,
the blue ones have less caffeine. That's just a known fact.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Oh, I did get to use our Overlander coffee maker, the Brew Trek.
And
use that every day, and it was amazing.
Isn't it? Did you take your metal little metal flap out, or did you leave yours in?
I left it in. I never had an issue.
I cannot get that fucker to push down when I've got that in, and then it does push down, and it just starts shooting out the top at me.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with yours because mine never had an issue. It pushes down super easy. I had my little
might be improved.
Yeah.
What's up?
I might have the improved edition, the
I
newer
said his
variant.
might be improved.
Yeah, mine is not easy to push down. Mine is a version
easy.
1.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know. But yeah, no, it worked fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And I even served up some coffee to some other campers, and they really liked it too. Like I said, I had that corded grinder, so I was like grinding it fresh every day.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty nice, dude. And that grinder's super silent, so that was actually really cool.
Yeah,
everything went good.
The Brew Trek Overlander might be my favorite piece of like kitchen gear I own.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
will say that. I will say that the tent's starting to get a little small with him, the kid.
I thought you were gonna take the big pop up one.
I
The core tent.
wasn't planning. Yeah, I wasn't planning on it.
Oh,
For the like take up and take down, I was thinking the 2-person because I can do it myself while she's busy with him, and it's super fast by myself. Like
I
can get everything done in like a couple minutes, if that.
would say the core
So-
tent. I think setting up alone, it took me about like 6 minutes, 6 or 7 minutes.
And I think I might take that on the next one, even if it is like you're moving every day. And like we did okay in this tent. Like there was room, we were comfortable, we were fine. But I could see in another couple months that being different. Like when he gets a little bigger.
With the core tent, it's a quick setup tent. Yes, it's a bigger footprint, but it sets up like most 2-person tents do time wise.
Right.
So it's not like you're moving every day.
Yeah. The only time the big footprint would have been an issue is the rock quarry, because I didn't have enough space there for one. But otherwise, it would have been perfectly fine this weekend. Space-wise is the issue. Like I'd have to figure out something. I'm sure I could stuff it somewhere, but we were packed to the brim. But everything, all the system I had in place for packing, for cooking, everything like that worked flawlessly. So even the pop-up, that worked good once we figured it out. We still can't close it 1 person, but with 2 of us we could get it. It's fine. It only takes us a minute if there's 2 of us. So
The pop up what? I'm sorry.
the shitter.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude.
So
I will say that switching to that one that I bought, the King's Camp, I can't go back to one of those shitty, hard to take down ones.
yeah. Well, and I told Sienna about that. I said, when this one takes a crap, maybe we'll switch to that. But it was really nice because I could just set that out in the woods. I didn't have to do anything. I only had my fold out one on the side of the truck out like a day or 2, like just for a second, like if we had an emergency at camp, like we had to go to the bathroom or something. The star player this weekend was Imodium. That was so good.
The only time that I really see the fold out one nice is like when you're on the side of a trail and have to take a shit.
Yeah, it was that. It's actually kind of nice for like if you have to change, like to go to the beach or something like that, and you're at the beach.
It'd be nice for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
that was nice. We stopped at a roadside park and went to the beach. Took an hour off of driving just to get him out, because it was 9 hours of driving, of just drive time, not like stopping, nothing else, just 9 hours on Google Maps. So he was done.
I'm thinking about getting one of those side ones when I get my roof rack. It'd be nice, like, when we take the swag somewhere, right? Because you're not changing in the swag. Like, it's way too small for that.
Yeah, it's tight for that.
Yep.
So, it'd be nice to have something like that I could just, pop up real quick and just change and stuff like that.
Couldn't you do that in the shower part of your shitter?
I only have a one.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. You don't have the dual. You have the
I
single.
thought I meant to buy the dual and somehow ended up buying the single.
Yeah. Oh, we also stopped at, I think it was Agate Falls. That was fucking just beautiful, dude. That was amazing. Those pictures are up too, but that was one of my favorite falls we've ever been to. Tobacco Falls, we stopped there. That's where we sat and played and kind of swam around a little bit. That's just on a roadside park on the coast, so it wasn't hard to get to. They're actually not big, but they were fun to walk up and down. The lake was warm. Kid loved it, so.
Also, to answer your question, that is a chunk of copper.
Yeah, I figured. I by the color. We found that at High Rock Bay. We found a lot of cool rocks at High Rock Bay. Obviously, I think that whole beach is just rock. It's awesome. It's a pain to walk in, like barefoot, but there's a lot of fun to go through the water and stuff around there, because the first part of the beach is just like like I don't know, like the first 5 feet of like the water beach part, like when you get into the water, is rock, just like the rock shelf kind of thing. So it was cool.
Yeah.
Overall, like my biggest concern, which was diff, that kind of healed itself when we opened the breathers and I stopped leaking diff fluid. So that was the biggest concern. Brakes were the second, and honestly, I kind of just was like, whatever. Thankfully, Austin was nice enough because we were gonna change them Saturday night on the trail, on the trail at camp, but we were so unlevel and the ground is super soft. I was like, I don't want to risk, anything slipping. It's not worth it. The brakes will be fine, So it was a lot of fun. I did get dubbed officially a Botches member. Because I was doing camp repairs or working on my truck at camp. So
Listen,
they're like, I got back. I'm wiping my hands, getting the diff fluid off of it, and Joe's like, I think you're officially Botches because you're working on your truck at camp. I'm like, damn, yeah, you're right too.
Just because
I don't associate with those nerds. So I'm not a part of those nerds.
You are though.
I said it was just maintenance. It doesn't count.
It does.
No, it was fun. I had no official breakdowns. I did tell a couple people not to go to High Rock. Like we stopped and I aired up, and there was like it was like a brand new Cadillac like SUV, stock SUV, just some old timers in it.
We saw a minivan go through there last time we were there.
It's worse than it was 2 years ago.
I can believe it.
I was just talking to people about that, and Joe even said that it was worse. Like the puddles are deeper, the rocks seem to be like worse.
We saw some washout when we went.
Yeah, there's some washout. It was pretty fun. But like I looked at that vehicle and I'm like, dude, like your clearance is nothing. Like you will hit the first rock sitting in the middle of the trail. And I told him that. I'm like, I don't recommend you guys doing that.
No.
It's beautiful, but it's not that beautiful that it's worth wrecking your car. Like,
no.
And they're like, well, we appreciate it, thank you. And they turned around, and I was like, man, okay, good deed done, because it wasn't worth it. Like,
no,
I'm not saying High Rock Bay isn't beautiful. It is, but I don't think that's like, honestly, a Lake of the Clouds is, as far as destination goes, Lake of the Clouds is more beautiful. Camp spots, it was cool, but I don't know. I liked sand beach camp spots too. So,
I mean, that's pretty much like telling people not to go to Marblehead because we know the water crossings are bad depending on which way you go.
Yeah. And there was only one way from that point. I didn't see the branch trail that was there. I did see some, I guess, but there's one. There's one we were on the coast.
Yeah, that's the one we hit. Alan took us down that one, the North Point to the Rocket Range.
No, that's High Rock Bay. Yeah, we took High Rock Bay. Oh, okay, I see where you are. Yeah. But see,
that's a fun coastline to go across.
But that was a down and back, right? You didn't actually get to Rocket Range from there.
No, 100%. It looked like it used to, but I think it got turned to private land or something at one point.
Yeah, there is some private land there. I was just wondering because it doesn't look like it connects. So that's why I didn't end up going down there. I guess we saw Soggy Bottom Trail, which was blue. And I actually had some guys that weren't as experienced, I guess, behind me. And so I didn't want to take them down anything too crazy. Or I probably would have went. But
oh no, we didn't do Soggy Bottoms. We were starting to make our way to Soggy Bottoms and we decided to go back.
I was like, dude, if the regular trail is this bad, I was like, I don't know if I want to tempt Soggy Bottom Trail.
Because I think Horseshoe became rocky in some parts.
Horseshoe was rocky the whole way.
Yeah.
Whole way.
Yeah, that one was I had my stock Tacoma high, so I was like, I don't want a chance of going down these right now.
No, this, it was rocky the whole way. I was down to 30 PSI, and it was rocking our world still. But it was, it looks like they're going to do some plowing on it, dude. Take a dozer to it. There was a sign up there saying it was going to be closed I forget what it was, September or something like that.
Yeah.
September 8th to the 12th, it'll be under construction by the QNA ATV and snowmobile clubs. So, safe to say that's going to get... Safe to say that's going to get...
Snowmobile? Yeah, it's going to get pretty well done.
Yeah, so... I'm assuming they're just going to take a dozer down it and straighten everything out. I hear that they're going to fix that water crossing. So, yeah, it's going to get marble-headed. Definitely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
The thing is, though, I can see them doing it because snowmobile is a major market for them when winter comes.
Yeah.
Hence the reason why no one wants you to be off-roading up there right during the winter time.
Yeah, it's a major market up there, but it's just like, but I could see how they would get more tourism if they, made that trail a little easier to work on, to little drive on. Because there were 3 cars that turned around after I talked to that one. They kind of overheard me and they turned around. 3 more cars that would have went to High Rock. But hey, I mean, they still went to the area. Like, I remember going to Copper Harbor as a kid, and I thought Copper Harbor was, like, super cool. And I went through Copper Harbor a couple days ago, and it was like, this is kind of underwhelming. This isn't what I quite remembered. Although the switchbacks to get up there were pretty cool. Sienna was like... There's a bunch of, like, curves and dips and stuff. It's like 45 throughout the switchbacks to get up to Copper Harbor. And Sienna was just like, she doesn't get car sick, but she was like, I just don't like this road, dude. It's left, it's right. The dips up and down. My little truck was, like, screaming. I was like, you good, buddy? Like, Barry was having the time of his life.
Mark, do you remember that like stock minivan that we found on the High Rock Bay Trail?
Yeah, that's what I told him.
Jesus.
There was a car broke down. Looked like it snapped its I want to say like hub or axle or whatever.
Did we see a Buick LeSabre there too?
I think so.
It was an Acura from Illinois. And it was still on the High Rock Road, but it was before it got to all the deeper water.
Yeah.
And that was sitting on the side of the road on our way back. Looked like the wheel like just fell off. Like that's what it looked like.
Typical Rust Belt things.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that or that freaking rattled their wheel off, but snapped something going too fast. A lot of these people like. If you pick the right lines, you can get through just about anything. But a lot of these people that don't know any better, I would say city goers, you know what I mean? Like, never had the experience.
Tourists.
Yeah. Never had experience with, like, going off-road and making good judgment calls. Because, like, that Subaru that, like, hydro-locked, apparently he said he had water going up past the hood. And that only happens... especially on those puddles there, if you're going way too fucking fast through it.
Yeah.
So, I could see how it would get above maybe his grill or something because it was an Outback. I could see it would be deeper for that guy, but it would not be going over his hood unless he was fucking bombing that puddle. So.
But even then, I bomb puddles and it go over my hood. And
you're a lot taller than a freaking Forester.
They got deep like that. On my wheels, they were up to the tops of the wheels. So,
yeah,
I mean, for an Outback with significantly smaller wheels and clearance, I mean, and like I said, he was bombing them. You could tell by how he was dressed that he did not know what he was doing.
I guess when you said puddle, I was thinking like actual puddle, and he was like drowned his car from puddle splash on the hood.
No, these were like they're called puddles, but they're like. Did you see the video of me going through the one?
Yeah.
It was like that, but it was deeper, and I just didn't feel like. And there was a bunch of like bigger rocks in it, so I didn't feel like backing up. And because what I was doing is I was driving through it, dropping Sienna off, backing up through it, and then coming back through it for the video. And I just had to get a couple of shots because I had. Like very little to no video of me, and I realized that as we were leaving, and I was like, "Damn it, dude!" I
So
fucked up
watching that
again.
video, he'd have to be flying to hydrolock his
Yeah.
car in that. Like,
Well,
that-
like I said, it was much deeper in the other. Wait, which are you looking at? The one where it was the puddle, or or me going through the actual water crossing, the creek
Puddle.
going through?
for sure,
Yeah.
puddle. Like that. That is a puddle. Literally basic puddle.
Yep.
I didn't even know you did a water crossing. Where's that video at?
Yeah, that's just a creek. It wasn't like a real one, but it was the puddle was deeper.
Got ya.
So, but yeah, I mean and that wasn't like a deep one. Like there were deeper ones that were like 15, 20 foot long
Yeah.
that you had to drive through. And while it was an absolute blast, I didn't have to engage 4-wheel drive this whole weekend. Unfortunately, that was a bummer. So we
if
we
that
did-
tells you
we-
how wheeling in Michigan goes.
yeah, I mean that was also the trails. Like the trails that they planned weren't hard trails, but on Onyx, like they show that they're trails, but they were more Forest Service
Yeah,
roads. So
I gotcha.
Oh, that's Michigan in general for
yeah.
us.
So partway through it, we kind of split off, and this because we were in the slow group,
Mm-hmm.
and we split off. Austin Winters, who is a really knowledgeable guy when it comes to that stuff, wheeling around anyway. Me, him, and Ed and Stephen Yen, the other FJ. We all dubbed ourselves, or I dubbed ourselves, a scout group. So if there was a trail that we weren't sure about, or we had stopped for they were like, "Do you want to go see a dam?" And I'm like, "It's a dam." But there were 3 other trails. I was like, "Let's go check out these trails." So we went bombing down the trails down there, and we found some cool stuff that way. Like while they were walking around, we went and bombed down some trails. Austin and I took a split to one of the trails to Little Falls, I think is what it was called, and we bombed down it just ourselves, and it was really cool. We had to cut some trees down, and then couldn't find the falls, even though we were right on top of them. So we turned around and met back up with the group. And then at Rockland, the actual camp spot, there was a trail going through it that had some really nice deep water in it. It was up to the top of our wheels, and we were like, "Oh, this is sweet." But we were also just got to camp, and we were like, "I don't know how much we want a chance going down this," so we turned around. But it was cool. Wheeling wise, it wasn't even I don't know, there wasn't anything really hard. High Rock Bay was the hardest. And I did kind of want to do the trail with Joe because that actually had some more technical stuff on it, but we stayed a whole nother day after they left, so I was like, yeah, I'm not going to take that with those guys either. Because we left together, so it was cool. I mean, 10 out of 10 would do it again. And I definitely want to get a house in Houghton. I don't know if you guys have ever driven through Houghton, but that city is gorgeous, dude.
Houghton's
It's
cool.
beautiful.
Damn near impossible to live in, but it's cool.
I was like, oh, there's a hardware store. I can get a job there. There's a Dollar General. I could get a job there.
To live there, you almost have to have some rich guy money, just out of the blue.
There's some cheap houses. It's just where you're gonna make the money is the issue. It's
where you're gonna make the money, and it's high cost of living.
Yep. Oh, dude. You know what was fucking crazy is gas down here is more expensive than gas up there. We hit $2.85 up there. I came down here, it's fucking $3.40.
Depends on where you're at. I've seen
it does, but
$2.80
up there, we barely saw anything over $3. And I was like, dude, is it because you're closer to Canada or what? Why is it cheaper up here where it's harder to get to?
Sometimes it's more expensive up there. It just depends, I guess.
Yeah, because we did good on our gas budget because of that.
There's a Canadian gas station in Sault Ste. Marie was cheaper than our normal gas station.
Yeah, it's crazy.
By 10 cents.
Yeah, we saved a bunch of money. So, yeah, all in all, good. Didn't really have anything that didn't work out well for us, like as far as equipment goes. So everything performed well. It was pretty smooth. We got everything pretty. I will say that I wanted a rooftop tent more this week than I have before. Just because of like a lot of the places that we were at were super uneven and rocky.
Yeah.
And I had 2 seats, even with them in compression sacks, just 2 seats, like pillows, sleeping bags, extra blanket for the kid. They were just filled up with like bedding. And it was like, dude, I just want to be able to, like, I could delete a seat if I didn't need, like, it was just such a pain in the ass.
I mean, if you really think about it, like, how warm was it at night? It was pretty warm at night.
It was pretty cool the first couple nights, and then like
are we talking
enough,
like low 60s,
50s, and 40s to 50s the first couple nights?
Okay, that's a little cooler.
But it did get into like, I would say 50s the last couple nights, and then that one, like, we barely used a rainfly this weekend, and if we did, it was just in case. But we didn't have anything heavy enough to warrant anything. We were already packed up by the time the heavy stuff came, so. But it was fucking gorgeous, though.
I was like, especially summertime, one of the ways you can really save space on bedding is just getting, like, one of those zip-up sheets, like what I put in the swag.
Yeah. I would like to. I like having the 20s because, especially up there in the UP, like, you never know.
Right.
Like, day by day, it could be something different. So, like, that was like, dude, one day it was like 60 something. The next day you were in like the 40s and you could see your breath, and it was like, holy fuck.
I think when we were on Drummond, that's all you slept with, Mark, right? Was that zip up sheet?
Yep, zip up sheet, and then we had the rainfly because we knew that rain was gonna hit. So then it wasn't that. It didn't drop too bad.
Right.
Yeah, like our setup time and stuff wasn't crazy. Like, it wasn't anything too bad, but it was just like, even then, people were still in the rooftop tents were still set up quicker than us.
Yeah.
Just because, like, we had, I think it's the kid, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of it goes down to, like, one person setting up, one person kind of watching the kid, and that extends our time.
Right.
So, like, that's part of it, too. Like, I just have to, like, get used to that. But, like, Ed and Rebecca, they had their kid. Dude, they were set up way before us. It was like...
Were they set up, or were they at the halfway setup point? Because they have to inflate a mattress.
Oh, yeah, they were set up.
Jesus, it takes you way too long to get set up.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it does. Like, we were under 30 minutes, but it doesn't take them long either. Like, they pop it up, they turn the mattress on, and they get out. Like, that's it.
That's still not set up. They still got to put their bedding in.
Their bedding's in there.
No, their bedding can't fit in their tent. They add their bedding later.
I was pretty sure I was just talking to them. They said they had it in there, but
no, that's.
Check with them again.
Remember when I made that comment about rooftop tents not having, most people aren't putting their bedding in anyway? It was specifically Ed and Rebecca I was talking about, because the way their tent folds up, they can't put their bedding in it.
Huh? Because I thought they said they had their stuff in there, because I didn't watch them throw anything in there.
Yeah, no, they always have to throw their sleeping
I think
bag
they
up there.
changed their mattress, though, so that might have been why. I'll have to
Maybe.
double check. But
yeah.
I know, like, it was just way quicker. Like, they were done and already set up. They were getting stuff out for food, and I was like, son of a bitch. But, you know, the every night part, maybe they downsized a little bit.
Could be, yeah.
There were a couple nights where I didn't grab everything out either. Like, I didn't set the table up till we stayed at High Rock Bay, which was... We stayed there that whole day, Monday? Yeah, whole day Monday. So then I ended up setting that up. But otherwise, the table stayed in the back of the truck. If we needed the table for anything, I just used the fridge, which was perfect. The fold-down table in the back of the truck, or we just ate with our plates on our laps at the camp chairs, and it was nice.
Yeah, I mean, when I'm doing that style of trip, I'd prefer not to get anything out of the truck. Like,
yeah, the least as possible.
Yep.
Like, try try to minimize it. And then, after I'm done cooking and stuff, I clean everything and put it right back in.
Yep.
That way in the morning, all I have to do is pretty much pack the tent and the bedding up. So the bedding, just rolling that up, rolling up the air mattresses, getting those put in the seat, that was more of the pain, but it was just like, I kept looking at it and I'm just like, this would be so much quicker. Like, it's like you've been reminded. Like, I'm like, so much quicker if I just able to put this in the fucking tent and just fold it up and go. Just kept being reminded of that. Everybody, fucking Derek just won a fridge too. Like, he just won an Iceco, like $1,000 fridge on a giveaway.
He's been getting lucky with those giveaways lately.
Well, it's because
I started doing them too.
It's because he sits there, doesn't really do anything for work. He just sits on Instagram, commenting our name into the fucking thing over and over. I probably get 30-ish messages a day from Derek about giveaways, dude.
It works. What can I say, dude? That fridge, I think it's the Iceco APL 55 or something. It's a 55-liter fridge. It's $1,000 fridge. Like, motherfucker. Nice fridge. So, he's won a couple things. Like, he won those nacho lights. Those things are, like, fucking expensive. And he's Power Station. Like, you know what? If I can't beat him, join him. If it gets me I was looking for rooftop tent giveaways to enter in. I was like, well, I'll get one of those. Every one of those has been. Oh, and otherwise, for anybody into the rooftop tent world like I am, Roof Nest rebranded, and their tents are fucking beautiful looking ever since.
They did?
Yeah, they're all black and have like a gold RF on them now. But they used to be like black and orange, and
yeah,
they looked
I thought
very
more
similar.
gray than black.
Yeah, and they looked very similar to some of the cheap like Temu tent kind of things. So they rebranded their tents, I think, because of that. They look a lot like the Roof Sparrows or whatever the other off-brand Roof Nest ones are. So now they look pretty sick.
Sparrows were the name of some of them.
Oh yeah, you're right.
The models.
Yeah, you're right. Sparrow was one of them. I can't remember the name, but yeah, their rebrand is pretty cool.
Yeah, I see that.
They make it look a lot fancier now, man. You know, I never got an email back from 230. What the heck?
Did we ever get anything back from that brand we were talking about, the Michigan brand for the Kinetic? Not the Kinetic rope, but our winch ropes.
No, I never heard back from them. You're talking about Crawler Off-Road, I think?
Crawler Off-Road, yeah. I just saw a post from them, too, and it reminded me earlier. I was like, I don't know if I've ever heard anything back from them.
Yeah, I never heard from them.
We'll have to get back.
But, yeah, I'm glad your trip went well, man. Keweenaw is probably one of my favorite places in Michigan. Also, holy crap, my eyes are really blue today.
I'll take your word on that. I was definitely patting down Barry, because I always pat him on the top of the steering wheel. I'm like, good job, buddy. Thanks for not leaving us stranded. Like, as I'm looking at our, 1,300-mile mark as we're pulling in, I'm like, thanks, buddy. Thanks for doing that for us. like, you didn't have to. I might be abusing you a bit by not keeping up on your maintenance like I should, but thanks for not fighting me with it and, leaving me out in the middle of the road or somewhere.
Right.
So,
Jesus.
What?
I also see they jacked their prices, too.
Oh, they sure did. But it's worth it, man. The rebrand. It's beautiful.
Oh, my God.
$4,000?
What company was that?
Roof Nest.
Yeah, but a lot of these companies, like Roof Nest, even that 4x4 Colorado one that I look at, because one of their tents on Roof Nest looks pretty similar.
Okay, so they still have some of the old models, which is like $1,000. The metal lurk.
Yeah.
But it's just all their new ones are over $3,000.
But they give $1,000 off discounts at times, so it's kind of nice. Brings them back to an actual normal price. My tent right now that I'm looking at, it's $4,000. but they do it. They did like a little over $1,000 off of it, so it brings it back down to $3,000. So
Jesus Christ! I thought the $600 I spent on my swag was a lot of money for a tent. I couldn't imagine spending that much on a tent.
I mean, it's a good amount for a ground tent for sure. Yeah. I mean, but you got a lot of good, like, you got good quality out of it. Like, it's a good tent.
Yeah, it's a great tent.
It'll last you for years.
I couldn't imagine spending that kind of money on a tent. Even a rooftop tent. It blows my mind how much this crap costs.
I couldn't imagine doing it for like one weekend of the summer.
Right.
Like, you have to have some disposable income for that. But like, if you're trying to get out every weekend and you're trying to do it as much as you possibly can, maybe even bring it into winter camping, like that's where I could see it. And there's value in storage too for me. So like, and a lot like that roof nest, I can't remember if that was the one that they upgraded their material to like ripstop, Oxford canvas or whatever. But
hey, that's what mine is.
Yeah. Like they're bringing up the quality of some of these tents. Some of these brands are getting better about it, so making sure they last longer.
I just couldn't imagine losing storage like that just for a tent, because you could throw any tent on the ground. I don't know. It's just hard for me.
Yeah,
it's a hard sell.
Bigger thing for us though is that $4,000 to a tent on a roof can go to the suspension upgrades.
Hell yeah!
Right. Yeah, for your guys' type of wheeling, that makes a ton of sense, yeah. And, like, for me, like, the amount of spots that we went to this weekend, I would say out of, like, the 4 or 5 spots that we went to, 3 or 4 of them were super uneven, to where tent campers were the ones having hard times finding spots, and everybody in a rooftop were like, oh, yeah, we'll just go here. No big deal.
Really... As long as you have a decent enough tent with a decent enough pad, uneven ground, meh. Rocks don't really matter. I don't know.
The rocks were large, but yes, I agree.
I mean, when we were in Kentucky, dude, I was sitting on 3 to 4 inch boulder, like big round rocks. That's what I had my tent set up on.
I would definitely not choose to do that unless I had to, but I understand.
You couldn't feel it. You know, the pad is good enough that you don't feel it. So, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you have the right ground tent, rooftop tent's a hard sell for me. It's a lot of freaking money.
Yeah. I don't know. I look at it as it's just money. So.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It enhances my quality of living when I'm out there.
Right. I was listening to Outskirts Overland earlier, and he was talking about building a new mattress for his tent, his rooftop, or whatever you want to call it, whatever his off the ground tent is. And I kind of want to take that. I think I'm going to build the pad up in the swag a little bit, not because I need to, but because it'd be kind of nice to have just that little bit extra cushion.
Yeah. I will say that my sleeping pads have done. Like, we did camp on some uneven ground and stuff, and we made it work and everything. The pads this weekend are my favorite pads that I've ever used. Like, the amount of comfort we get off of a pad that's like 2 to 3 inches is crazy. Like, and I deflate mine a little bit so that I can roll, sit on my side and stuff and still be comfortable. And it's crazy what a good sleeping setup can do for you. Yeah. Not only at night, but the next day, because you're recharged from it. Like,
I know
you get shitty sleep, it makes everything shittier the next day.
Going from inflatable pads to the 3-inch high density foam, it's hard when I have to sleep on my inflatable pad again.
I was more comfortable on my pad than I was my bed when I got home last night.
Fuck, dude.
My pad is inflatable, but I think that, I don't know, I've just really liked that style of sleep that I get from it. So it does depend on how you sleep and what your preference is too, as far as like, do you like firmer or softer? I mean,
I like firmer.
And I like a little bit of soft on it. So I let the air out of mine so that I can have some have a little bit of give like if I sit on my pad, if I just sit on it, my butt will touch the ground. When I lay down, everything gets distributed evenly and nothing touches. So that's kind of how I like it. So it worked really well for us. I slept like a freaking baby every night. Like, quality of sleep was just so much better. It's probably the fresh air.
Yeah, especially. It was at this point that my computer decided that it needed to crash and have the GPU ramp up to 100%. And I could talk to the guys, but apparently Audacity wasn't still recording. I ended up having to reboot, and I lost everything beyond this point. But I mean, it doesn't go that much farther. So sorry about that. And I'm working on figuring out why it does that, but we're getting there. So I hope y'all have a good one, and I'll catch you later. The guys will tell you that in a little bit after you hear them rambling, but catch you guys later.
Yeah. I mean, the air quality when you get up to the UP, you can smell the difference almost. It's crazy.
I hear a lot of noises.
Yeah.
I hear a lot of background noises all suddenly.
Well, you're still there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear a lot of background noise. I'm assuming it's coming from you.
Fans.
Oh. Ooh.
Got a little hot. Catch you later.
Later.